Virgo, this is Joanna from Tarot with Joanna, here to do another reading. Hello, hello, hello. So Virgo, in today's reading, I'm going to give you one card from the Denise Lynn Oracle card, and then a card from the Archangel Michael. Thank you so much if you joined my live reading for mini readings this past Wednesday. I enjoyed it so much. Please continue to come in and be with me and support the channel. I really appreciate that. We'll keep doing them and invite more people. Okay, so I really enjoyed this. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe if any of this reading resonated with you. Okay, because really trying to get to that 1K there. All right, so look at your rising moon sign and your sun, moon, and rising sign to get a better picture of what's going on in your reading. All right, so Virgo, take what resonates with you and leave the rest. This is for Virgo, one card for Virgo. All right. And then you have one from Archangel Michael. All right, so he says, Archangel Michael says, this is a blessing in disguise. Be patient and have faith that your angels have this situation under control. What will come is far better than you have dared to dream. Wow. So I do believe that Archangel Michael is very much guiding you. You know, and I feel like you need to have patience for everything that's going on in your life. That even if it seems chaotic, like it may be you may be being really busy trying to do everything. Just know that there is a divine plan for you. Okay, because they're telling you, hey, Archangel Michael is saying, hey, there's something here for you. You just have to have patience. Okay. Then you also have narrow pathway, tread thoughtfully. So really be careful on everything that you're doing, really any contracts, any decisions, take your time with them and just do them. But I feel like you're going to have to be rushed. Like there's going to be some kind of decision that you're going to have to make very soon. And I feel like you're going to have to make a quick decision on it. And I feel like they're asking you like, yeah, you can make a quick decision, but really look at it. Okay. Really look at it. Okay. So, wow. All right, so Virgo, let's see what's going on in your reading. Do take what resonates and leave the rest. This is for Virgo, 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 Virgo. All right, here we go. One for the current. So you do have the Queen of Swords here. The Queen of Swords is definitely talking about, hold on, you guys. Let me just re-put my microphone right here. So the Queen of Swords is talking about, you know, standing your ground, you know, really defending yourself, speaking your truth about everything that's going on, and really speak your truth. There are times when you don't speak your truth and you really need to start speaking your truth, okay? So let me see. Okay, so one for the situation. King of Pentacles. Really take your time with everything, you guys. The King of Pentacles is definitely here. And he's in a situation. So it's like really they're asking you, hey, whatever you're doing, your money, really be careful with how you're using it, spending it, you know, creating it, whatever. Well, we'll see what the cards say. What else does it say? One for the past or now. Making decisions, making choices. So definitely something's here. Okay. So remember how I told you were going to have to make some kind of decision? It's here. It's going to be here. And I do believe that's now. One for what's hidden. Wow. There's a truth here that you also need to speak about. Like maybe start talking about how you're feeling, what you're doing, you know, the things that are coming out, how you're feeling about someone, or just speaking your truth, being bold and speaking your truth about things. I do feel like there's going to be breakthroughs here also. So we'll see what the other cards say. One for the hopes and fears. This is the Two of Pentacles. I feel like you're trying to keep everything balanced. I feel like you're being pulled in all kinds of directions also. And I feel like you're just trying to keep everything done or get everything done. One for what you need to do now. Yeah, the Justice card. Everything's going to balance out for you no matter what. I think things are definitely going to balance out. I feel like you're also you could be dealing with some kind of legal matter. Really speak your truth. There is a big truth here that there is something about you speaking a truth that you really need to. So, okay. Something that you need to work on. The Queen of Cups, taking care of yourself better, trusting your intuition, really listening to yourself. Like if you're really feeling tired, it's time to rest. If you're really feeling like you just need a break, well then take a break. It's time. Listen to yourself. And then you have the one for the outcome, and what is the outcome for Virgo? Wow. So something is going to come to an end definitely, because you have the Ten of Swords here. Ten of Swords, it's just like saying, like, you can see the picture clearly. He's there, and he has all these swords like stabbing in, right? Because something has come to an end. There's like no more of this painful whatever situation it was, or this situation that was going on that just wasn't meant to be in your life. Okay, so that's what they're clearly saying. So let's see what the other cards say. At the end of the tarot deck, you did get the Wheel of Fortune. So it's definitely, there's new experiences coming in. The wheel is turning in your favor. So things are going to come in for you, different experiences, karma. And also too, I feel like, just new opportunities, because a lot of things are coming to a close. So you're going to have to be making some really fast decisions here. And then you have the Four of Swords. They're asking you to rest. You know, you've been doing this, you've been doing that, and it's time for you to rest, okay? Really take it easy. And then you have the Nine of Swords here. The Nine of Swords saying that you're in your mind about all these things that are going on in your life. Could be worried about something, could be worried about, you know, your career, could be worried about, you know, a relationship, whatever it is, but you're in your mind about a lot of things. I feel like there could be somebody here trying to help you, coming in to help you. I feel like there's some kind of partnership here also. Things are definitely moving forward for you, but they're going to start moving very fast. And I feel like you already know that. All right, so let's do this. Virgo, do take what resonates with you and leave the rest. This is going to be for Virgo. Virgo, Virgo, Virgo. Wow. Thank you, Spirit. So there is definitely a big truth here. Virgo. Wow. Why is the Queen of Swords here for Virgo? Hold on. Let me see. Okay. So you start off with the Queen of Swords here, and the Queen of Swords is definitely talking about, you know, really standing your ground, standing on what you believe in, and speaking your truth, you know, because the Queen of Swords, when she comes through, you know, it's about speaking your truth, being bold, being strong enough to say, you know what, enough is enough. And I feel like that's right now, that this is where your position is at, because I feel like there's some kind of truth that you really need to talk about, or you need to hear about. And I feel like, because you have this Queen of Swords, the Justice card, the Ace of Swords, they're all like, hey, it's time to speak your truth about things. You do have the King of Wands here. The King of Wands is definitely talking about, really putting things in order, getting things done, not just throwing them underneath the rug, but doing things, you know, whatever it is that you're trying to create. It's time to start doing what you need to do. Okay. I feel like there's also new experiences coming in. I feel like you need to find your patience with things though. Because you have the Two of Wands, and the Two of Wands is definitely saying that there is going to be a decision that you're going to have to make. And I see it here clearly. You're making plans. I feel like you're making plans for something. I feel like you just need to have patience for everything. You're really going to try to put things out there, I feel. And I also feel like you're wanting something to come in, like some kind of offer or some kind of opportunity, something like that is here. You do have the King of Pentacles, and why is the King of Pentacles here for Virgo? For the situation, one more card. So with the King of Pentacles, you know, he's very strong-willed, the King of Pentacles. He knows what he's doing, you know, and this is in the situation, you know, and this is you in a reflection of the King of Pentacles. You know, you really do know what you're doing, you know, even though it's going to take time and effort, you know, you are going to. They're asking you not to rush into things because, you know, even though you are definitely trying to move forward, you know, try to take your time with things, you know, because the King of Pentacles, he's very consistent. He knows what he's doing. He knows how to put things in order. He knows that if he does things in order and he makes it good the way he's supposed to, that he will receive the abundance that he wants. he will receive that stability, that strong foundation that he created, because he knows that whatever he touches, it's going to be successful, and not to you. Just try not to rush into things, okay? Because that's what they're asking you. I feel like you're wanting to learn something new. I feel like you're like studying something, wanting to learn something, and they're asking you to. They're asking you, hey, take the time to just move away from what you're doing and be more creative, or maybe learn something, something that you've never learned before. Try it out. I do feel like there's financial opportunities here. Feel like it's going to lead you to something better. This, whatever it is that you're trying to create and do. But definitely some kind of messages coming in. I do feel like there could be some kind of opportunity coming in for you also, because you are waiting on an opportunity, and I do feel like it's going to come in, but I feel like you're going to have to rush on making some kind of decision. That's why they're asking you, don't do it. Like, don't, if they're not saying don't do it, but they're saying, hey, take your time with things, because it's there. Okay. Let's see. Hold on, you guys. And then you have the Seven of Cups here. Sorry about that, you guys. The Seven of Cups is talking about, having a lot of choices, making decisions, wanting a lot of stuff. But the thing is with this is that you're going to have to be very realistic. Like, okay, you can't go in and learn how to drive a plane within 3 months. Okay. Maybe some people could. Yeah, maybe that's true. But the thing is that you have to be realistic with the things, okay? Be realistic with your choices. Do your research. Be objective. Things like that, okay? Because you are definitely in mind about wanting to do this, wanting to do that, and you're like, you have so many ideas, so many things that you want, but you got to be realistic also, okay? You do have the Ace of Swords here, and why is the Ace of Swords here? Okay, so with the Ace of Swords here and what's hidden, like I said, there is a truth here that you are wanting to speak about. Maybe it's something that you are wanting to say about change, or whatever it is that you're not wanting to do anymore. Maybe you're like, you just need to speak your truth about something. Or maybe you have spoken about a truth and you feel very regretful about it. But either way, there is this new path here. Okay, there is a new path, because you are going to go through an ending here. Ending's coming in, so here comes the new one, and it's exactly where it's supposed to be, where it's hidden. Virgo, you're gonna have a lot of clarity. You're gonna see a lot of truth, and you're gonna have breakthroughs coming through. So, Archangel Michael is right there helping you, pushing you. The divine is like, you know what? Be patient, because I got something for you. So just really understand that, okay? I feel like with the Five of Cups here that, you do have that, you still do have that regret. You feel like, you shouldn't have done this, or shouldn't have said this, or, if you wouldn't have found this out, it would have been the same, or if I wouldn't have done this, I could have just still kept going on, but things change for a reason. And you have to go along with all these changes, no matter what. I feel like you need to look at the good and not the bad, okay, on any situation, because everything that we go through is definitely a learning tool, a learning lesson in life, okay? You also have the Seven of Wands here. Seven of Wands is definitely talking about, maybe you put up a front, or you hold up a guard. You put up these walls, like, okay, I'm not going to go through that again. I'm not going to go through this again, because I don't want to deal with this anymore. Because I feel like that you do this because you try to protect yourself, and it's okay to protect yourself, but remember that not everybody is out there to hurt us, okay? Yes, stand your ground in what you believe and what you want to do. Yes, do that. But there's sometimes you have to leave things and see the truth, so that you can find things to make you happy, is what they're saying, okay? I also feel like there could be people coming towards you to help you also with something. I feel like you just need to set boundaries, and, and try maybe to not guard yourself all the time, especially if a new person comes. Like if you're wanting some kind of love, I feel like you can't compare one person to the other. Like, you know, like if you're in a situation and it didn't go right, the relationship, and you're like, oh, I'm not going to go through that again. Oh, heck no, I am not going to go through this again. You know, but you want it. Like, it's like almost as they're saying, you want this love, or this other person, you know, you want to get to know them, but you don't want to get that close. They're saying, you know, maybe it's time for you to let your guard down a little bit so that you can have that in your life, because sometimes you feel like, you know, you have a lot of regret, or you're always by yourself or disappointed in things, and not everybody is the same person, is what they're saying. I hope that resonated with somebody, because that's a big message there. You have the Two of Pentacles here for the hopes and fears. So here with the hopes and fears, you do have the Two of Pentacles, the Empress, and the Devil card. So a lot is going on in your life. You know, Virgo, the Two of Pentacles is saying that, you know, you're doing a lot. You know, you're trying to keep everything balanced. You're trying to get things done. Of course you are. You know, you're you know, trying to balance everything out. You know, I got to go do this, I got to go do that, but you really got to start taking it easy for yourself, okay? Because, you know, you're not really taking care of yourself as well as you should, and you really need to really leave these old patterns behind that you're thinking about or doing. You know, really try to cut these old patterns, these habits behind you, put them behind you, okay? I do feel like there's traveling here for you also, like going towards something different or trying to see something different. With the Empress here, I do feel like you need to be more creative, you know, in your expression. Like, really put your projects out there, or try to be more creative in things like you wanting to paint, or, you know, trying to put your happiness into something, put your energy into something that's going to make you happy. I feel like there's ideas. I feel like there's going to be, there's somebody pregnant around you, or you could be pregnant, but also I feel like you need to really nurture yourself first, okay? And really, really see all this abundance that's around you, even if it's small or big, okay? Because you do have it. You do have the Justice card here, and why is the Justice card here? For what you need to do now. Wow. So Justice is here, right? So, you know, things are going to balance out. You could be dealing with something legally. It could be in your favor also, because I do feel like it is. Some good things are coming. But I do feel like Justice is here balancing. Things are going to balance out for you. Speak your truth about everything that's going on. Step back into your power. Be that leader, okay? Stop being the follower. You are the leader, Virgo. You've done things that people haven't done, and you've been through things that people haven't done. So keep pushing forward, and remember that you are a unique person, and that you can handle anything that comes your way, okay? And you will. I feel like you're making decisions very correctly. I feel like you just need to take your time and be careful. You are moving towards this happiness, no matter what. Be happy. Be happy with what you have. Be happy with what you're doing. Stop trying to look into future. Remember, you yourself have to live in the moment, you know, and you yourself has to stand in the moment. So be in the moment, be happy, and enjoy your life. You know, stop trying to make it more stressful. Simplify it. You have the Queen of Cups here. And why is the Queen of Cups here? One more card. Wow. So with the Queen of Cups, definitely nurture yourself, okay? I feel like you're going to be moving on from a lot of things that have come to an end in your life. And it's not a bad thing, because when things come to an end, and you've seen them come to an end, whether it's a relationship, whether it's a career, whether it's just obstacles, things have come to an end. And it could have been painful for some of us, you know, for you, for whoever, you know, it could have been painful. You know, really nurture yourself, take care of yourself, you know, really let these emotions come out so that you can heal from them, is what they're saying. But always know that there is something better coming, because these situations have come to an end, or whatever it is that came to an end, it's going to be another beginning for you. So just know that. And definitely moving forward, you're going to be moving very fast forward. There's fast movement here. There's unexpected messages. So be ready, okay? And it could be a painful ending for some of us. It could even be a grief. So just know that. But go with it, you know. go with the things. I also feel like at times, I feel like for some of you guys that this ending has already happened. That you've been holding on to like something that was, that you just couldn't let go of. But and I feel like you are definitely moving on from it. That you're not going to hold on to it anymore. And I feel like you're going to pass that, and now you're going to be able to see that there are new things here. New people, new things, to inspire you. You do have the 10 of Swords down here for the outcome. And why is the 10 of Swords? Because you were still going through that 10 of Swords, remember? So it's, oh yeah, definitely. So like I said, the 10 of Swords is here. Definitely the ending is going to come through. So just know that. But you're going to be okay. Things have changed for you a lot. You have changed a lot. And you got to just keep going no matter what. This is a huge transformation for you. And everything's going to fall where they need to. Okay. You have people around you that support you, who are going to be happy. There's going to be celebration, go with it. Okay. Just do what you have to do, but be careful on how you're doing decisions. Okay, Virgo. All right, Virgo. So I hope you enjoyed this reading. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you next time. God bless.